I'm Margaret Hart, and I would like to introduce you to my Tucson Unified family.
Our family has been connected to TUSD since 1974. So growing up, my parents were always giving. Sunday school teachers, my dad tutored in the community. At dinner time, they would open the doors, they would open up our doors, our home, the dinner table to our friends in the neighborhood. I also remember vividly some cultural experiences as a child growing up at Roosevelt Elementary School prior to it closing. I remember being allowed to go out in the hallway and write the names of all the famous African Americans that were in the halls, along the walls. They had big posters. I grew up in desegregation. And the way it was explained is that the new school, it will give you great opportunities to excel academically. That's basically how it was sold to us. Going from Roosevelt Elementary School to Cragen Elementary School, I was a fortunate student. Me and my sister Chandra, my mom served as a community representative in the school, so she was an advocate there for us. But the thing, there was always advocates. Definitely had caring adults. In high school, I had adults who took interest in me and wanted to make sure that I did my best and that I succeeded. Even the coaching staff as an athlete at Tucson High playing football. But I broke my leg my senior year in high school, first game of the season. So I was done. And back then, you know, if you broke your leg, they'd keep a cast on you forever, as opposed to now, they'll keep a cast on you for 4 weeks. And one of the ways I know I could give back is by working in my district, the district that I grew up in. To now where we have these magnet programs all over the district and kids can go wherever they want to go, and kids get along for the most part on all of our campus. So I think we are headed for greatness. We've got a lot of great things happening. I think it's important that every student in our district gets an opportunity to learn about the students in the district, that all students get the opportunity to learn about each other. Chandra was a good sister. She was a good sister most of the time. Most of the time. So her and one of her friends would always put dirt in my toy cars. You know, my little battery-powered cars, and so they wouldn't run anymore. But she was a pretty good sister. But she'd say I was a good brother.
Every day I come to school, my windows are rolled down and I'm blasting music. That gets me pumped up and ready for the day. Keep it 100 and nothing less. Keep it 100 and nothing less. That's kind of the hook. You can't put that on. You can't. Well, I definitely feel that there's more than me at work in doing this position. I do draw on my spirituality, and because if it was just up to me, you know, I'm just one human. And my purpose for being here is to express my passion and my love for education. I have been born and raised in TUSD. I am a product of TUSD. I began my career in TUSD as a teacher. One of my teachers was a first grade teacher, and I think this is why I love it so much. Her name was Miss Kimmy, and she gave me my first book that actually had an African American character in it. Outside of my parents, she was the first instructor or educational person who gave me a book that had Mary Jo, what Mary Jo wanted, and she wanted a dog, and I wanted a dog as well. And when my brother and I, Jimmy and I, were bused over to Cragen Elementary School because they had closed Roosevelt, my mom then applied and became the community representative at that school. And my parents both always worked in the community. We've always seen them do community jobs, tutoring in different agencies as we grew up. So that always was a part of our childhood. And so not necessarily being a leader, but just making sure that you're productive, you're contributing positively to the building of a community, and making sure that people are reaching their goals and you're helping them. And I think TUSD is a strong district, and so that's why I put my kids in TUSD, specifically in my school. I'm a Badger through and through. I bleed red. I bleed black Badger, and my son's a Badger. I enjoyed every part of being a Badger.
One of the side streets to get to Roosevelt, when it rained, it would fill up with water. And kid you not, I would tell Chandra to get on my back, and I'd roll up my pants, and I'd walk through the water, and it'd probably come up, you know, to my calf, but I didn't want her to get wet. So that's the type of brother I was as a kid.
Me and my younger brother were always excited to have him around, and he was always the cool big brother. So I think that's my role now. I'm the cool guy now. It's cool to be able to work in a place where I went to school, and then I have siblings. My mother works here, so and then my son goes to a TUSD school. So it's kind of cool that, I mean, we're all some way connected in the district. Something that she would always teach us just about our history. We learned a lot about Kwanzaa, a lot about other Black history events in the U.S. In America, we should be talking about Black history, Hispanic history, or anyone else's history in this country, because that's what we're about here in America, is being united. So, I mean, it's Tucson Unified School District. We're the biggest here. To me, everything comes through TUSD. I feel like we always set the tone, and we're like the milestone for this city. I think it benefits us to learn about each other's cultures. And then also being a musician, I love learning different cultures' music and their patterns, their styles. I love being around kids. I love working with kids in any capacity. So it's nice to be able to be there to help the teachers and help all the support staff here make their life easier by making sure they're paid on time so that they can go and do their job. But those were the three things that she always wanted for me and my brother and sisters all the time. Was to first make sure we had a good relationship with God, make sure that we went and got our education, and make sure that we did the best in whatever it is we do. So that's what she instilled, just always being the best and doing the best we can.
We are Tucson Unified.